Hey Tankers, NiteDog here. Today we have NiteDog from the H Solo clan in his Amx12t on Minsk in a standard battle in what looks to be a 357 tier 7, tier 6, tier 5 game. NiteDog sent this in to me. He said it's only his second game in the Amx12t, which when I watched this before, I had already recorded this. And then something just didn't jive, and I thought, okay, so I went back and read his email and said, okay, now it makes sense as to why you played the way you played. So that meant I had to come back and record it because I was just kind of baffled by the way you were playing it. So anyway, he spawned over here in the northeast side and is heading over here to the middle in the park area and see if he can get some spotting. And here we go. Now, the AMX series, the French, autoloaders, you have to work in the clip management is probably some of the hardest to get used to, I think. At least it was for me. Even compared to, say, the Italian clip management or the Russian clip management in the IS-3AA, which I don't have, so I don't know what that's like. It's you can put a lot of damage downrange. So the Amx1357 is doing all the spotting right now, at least at this point, because he's up closer to them than you are. You're not really getting a lot of spotting damage. You are getting some, don't get me wrong, but you're not getting a lot. I think I might have maybe worked this ridge with him over here, and then you could get some, work this ridge, maybe spot some tanks over here, maybe do some more spotting in the middle here. The one thing that I've learned about the AMX, like the 1357 and the bat chats even, is keep them moving. They're far more dangerous when they're moving in a big, nice, wide open space. Yeah, they're really nice in a bush, don't get me wrong, but in an area like this where you have a lot of ups and downs and buildings and stuff like that, I find that they're far more effective when they're moving, and moving at a fairly high rate of speed. So you're not gonna, he's behind the buildings, and see that 37, you're going to watch him zoom back and forth along that ridge there, and I just think that I find that to be a far more effective way to do it, and it uses the advantages of the light with the speed and the ability and the maneuverability. So in my humble opinion. It's a nice little start, and I think I'd have moved. I would have started moving. You obviously have 6th sense on this crew because I see it go off here in a little bit. So you've been playing the French lights. You've got a crew with some skill, unless you moved them from another tank. But you spend a lot of time down here. Well, I think you could be a lot more effective up in the area where, up in the east side or the west side where your team is meeting up with these guys. You could be effective up there, and you can still get shots down here from up here, just like you can shoot both directions from down here. The Amx1357 is peeling off and he's breaking off, so yeah. The other thing is when you're in a light, when you're spotting or you're trying to do, I find that looking, being third person myself is easier because I can see what's going on. I have a wider field of view than I do when you're zoomed in. Plus the odds of popping a shot off and snapping a shot into somebody, at least for me, is easier than when I'm zoomed in and I'm trying to chase them through the screen. So just a tactic that I use if it works for you. I do a lot of third-person shooting, so I think I've kind of honed the skill a little bit. Okay, so I guess again at this point is kind of like, you know, what's your plan? The SPIC is he's already lit you up, or somebody has, so everybody knows you're there. So I guess, you know, just what's your plan? Yeah, you've really exposed yourself just for that possibility of a shot there. I think I might have moved further up here in this area to maybe give you a little less exposure. Hey, maybe it would have given you more. You know, you do have a Cromwell over here, and he's got a shot on you. Why he didn't take a shot at you, I don't know. But you're really interested in those heavies up there. But if you just pull back where the hill's not so steep, maybe you could have gotten a little bit of your depression, your gun depression, and you know, not expose so much of your hull. Or back up. Remember, this is a rear mounted turret, so backing up a hill will expose less of the hull and still give you the same, you know, turret action. So you've been out of the game, you know, honestly, since the beginning. You haven't gotten much damage at all, so your gun's been very quiet. There's a shot into that IS. Ah, there's a miss. Not enough lead time. At this point, hit the C, reload. I think I would have reloaded. But you did it. At least you got a shot off on the 37. Did get spotted, so you need to wait till everything goes dark. Your team has won the battle up in the west side, so they're pushing in down the south, you know, pushing down to the flag. There's the SPIC. Okay, so yeah, now you're doing head-to-head battle with him. He's damaged your gun. I think at this point I would have been running. Yeah, this isn't looking good for you. It's not looking good at all. Now you're caught in a reload and flump. And he just dumped your body in a river. NiteDog sleeps with the fishes. That's Sicilian. Anyway. So, wow, okay. Almost like The Godfather. So, anyway, your team managed to pull off a win for you. 23,921 credits, 1,672 in experience. You got a Master Third Class, a Fire for Effect. Damage-wise and team-wise, you got some... base experience, obviously. A little bit of damage, 855, you know, which, you know, looking at the other damage totals didn't throw you out of the being productive in the game. You know, I just think you could have been a lot more productive had that tank been moving around and using its speed and ability. So 855 in damage, 557 in base experience, 0 kills. You fired 10 shots, you got 7 hits, 6 pens, 282 from 300 yards out. 300 meters, sorry. I keep forgetting they use the metric system. And then damage upon detecting, 381. It was a costly game for you. You know, repairs were expensive. You weren't firing the gold, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. But you did get some credits. So, second game in this. Well, I find that the AMX line, the Bat Chat line, the French lights can be very frustrating at times. They're a lot of fun. You know, zoom around, you fire off your clip, and then you go run and hide and reload, and you come back and do some more damage. But they take getting used to. unlike the wheeled vehicles, which just rage around and, constantly reloading, firing, reloading, firing, and just moving around at a high rate of speed, which is truly the only reason that they're still kicking in a battle, right? The lights take a certain skill to get used to. And I think, you keep playing this, you eventually will get it down, and I think you'll be, you can be far more aggressive at it. But it does take an aggressive type personality, I believe, to really run these tanks, because you're very light skinned. You're not gonna get a lot of bounces. You're gonna accept a lot of damage in those things, and when they get tracked hard. But it's not a face-to-face brawler. You need to, like on that SPIC, would have been drive by, shoot a couple times, and keep moving. Go right back over the top of the hill or something, and do it that way. So, anyway, that's NiteDog and from the H Solo clan and his Amx12t on Minsk. If you like the battle, hit the like button and keep up the support. We greatly appreciate it. This is Bonsai Duck out.